Hi guys, and welcome to the Real Madrid stream. And today we are going to be watching Real Madrid versus Real Oviedo. And this is going to be an interesting match because hopefully we can actually get some goals here. I really do hope so. And I'm praying on that we get a couple of goals. Last time was a pretty boring match. Hopefully we can spice stuff up today in this match. We are playing a very interesting lineup, so I can't wait to read this one out to you guys. Hope everyone's doing good. Hope you guys are doing good. Here is today's lineup for the Real Madrid match. So, starting in goal, it will, of course, be Thibaut Courtois. Then it'll be Dani Carvajal as the captain and right back. We also have Rudiger and Højlundsen as the centre-back partnership today. Dean Højlundsen, I do think, will be playing basically every game this season. Then we have Alvaro Carreras as the left back. Interesting that Fran Garcia didn't get picked as a sort of rotation player. Mastantuono is going to be the right wing today, along with Valverde and Tchouaméni as the midfielders, Rodrigo as the left wing, and Mbappe and Arda Güler will be the strikers today. Interestingly, that they're playing Arda Güler as a striker. Did not expect it, but that is the case. For Real Oviedo, the goalkeeper is going to be Escandel. Then we're going to have Al Hassan as the left back. Hi, Phil. Welcome to the stream as well. Hope you're doing good. We also have Calvo and Costas as the centre-back duo, along with Lenguo as the right back there. And the match has just kicked off right now with Real Oviedo giving the kick-off here. And in the midfield for Oviedo, we have Sibo as the CDM rotationary, so pushing upfield sometimes. We have Chara as the left wing. We have Dendonker, I think that's how you say his name, is going to be the left CAM, and we have Ilic as the right central attacking midfielder. Then we have Vidal as the right wing, and Rondon as the striker. So it's going to be sort of a double formation here, almost for Oviedo, where they're going to be doing a two-pronged attack. I feel like that's sort of going to be the play. We'll see how it pans out for them. And let me just quickly put this up here so I can actually see you guys while, commentating, because, I need to get the commentation stuff up. You're doing good. We didn't lose to Nottingham Forest. Yes, I noticed. They've spent a lot more than us, so 1-1 was the result. Yes, 100%, especially Nottingham's trying to be stacking up, their team. They've been really trying to push for keeping that European spot. This is now going to be Rudiger in the back line. Of course, this match is available on beIN Sports 1. That is sort of the main way you can watch the matches, along with La Liga TV. I think it's only in UK, though. I'm not too sure. I don't know if Real Madrid TV shows these matches. I'm not too sure. All I know is beIN Sports shows these ones. Rodrigo passing into Mbappe. Rodrigo now trying to press inwards back to Dean Højlundsen. And now to Carreras, who I really like, by the way. I really like how Carreras plays. He sort of really does, a lot of overlapping play. He, locks in well with the team. I think him and Mbappe have a good duo-ship here, especially during this game. There looks to be a lot of, passing between both of those players. And the ball has just been sent back by Real Oviedo's defense here. And it's now going to be back with Højlundsen to Rudiger to Carvajal. Interesting that Trent did not start this game. I would have, maybe expected that, since Carvajal, I did think, was coming off the bench for basically all of these games. But, Carvajal's still very quality, just coming off that ACL injury. I do think he'll be, that leader in the locker room, especially in the big matches, the Champions League matches. He knows how to push these new guys into, that winning mentality, which some of them don't have, unfortunately, like, for example, Mbappe in Europe. Trent dropped already is wild. Exactly. I know that's kind of wild. I do think, though, that the problem is that Trent hasn't been putting up a good performance. I got to say, he's been good. Not the best performance from him so far. I did expect more. Buying a player of his quality, you usually expect some more. Kind of like when Mbappe joined, I feel like he was very good, Mbappe. That's very close to a goal, by the way. Nice cross by Rodrigo. Carvajal almost tapping it in back post already. 2 minutes in. Unfortunate that we didn't get an early goal here. That would have been good. Early goal, away game as well. So we need to, start pushing. Also, I should maybe flip the scoreboard just to show that, we're the away team here and not the home team. But yeah, very close. This is, match week 2. So game 2 of the La Liga season for Real. So yeah, this is a must win. Again, we must win these games. There's no real leeway for not winning games. Early on in the season, especially with Barcelona, how they're performing. They're performing very well. Were losing 2-0 to Levante, and then somehow they, or was it, who was it? No, it wasn't Levante. Yeah, it was Levant. Yeah, they were losing 2-0 at halftime, and then they scored 3 goals, which is insane. Yeah, I didn't watch their match, but because I had my own training. But again, insane how they can come back from that, and that's stuff that we need really going into this season. We need that sort of mentality for our own players, which I don't think that some of these guys do have. They don't really have the pushing mentality just yet. Xabi Alonso maybe can instill that in them. Of course, the coach for Oviedo is Pornovic. If I said his name correct there, maybe I have to re-say it again. Pornovic, maybe. This is now Courtois to Rudiger. Now to Hoinson. And Carreras is open on the left back side there. I do like how Carreras sort of allows a lot of space of himself from the defenders. He really does, position backwards. He allows, a lot of room for the other players on the team to maneuver around. I feel like that him positioning himself almost, forward a little bit at the start and then dropping back when he does collect the ball, it really allows better build-up play. Mbappe just doing an absolute, trash shot right there. Just sent that one to space. Mbappe straight out of their stadium. It's going to be a goal kick here for the goalkeeper. And they're just showing here an early on play here from Oviedo where they almost actually conceded in the first couple of minutes of gameplay. Or should I say they almost scored in the first couple of minutes of gameplay here, where Courtois and Rudiger just had a collision early on. But, it was continued play because the ball did go straight out. Again, Rudiger, not my starting centre-back anymore, unfortunately. I would start Militao. I feel like he's been way more on form, in all seriousness. You can like Rudiger, you can hate him. Personally, I really like him as a player. But, yeah, it's time's come to an end. Did I watch Everton versus Brighton? Did I watch that? No, I did not watch it. What time was it on? Because sometimes, again, some of these matches I can't watch because, I got some stuff on. Yeah, it was today. 2-0, by the way. Wow, Everton actually, pushing. That's crazy. I didn't expect that. I did think that Everton would be, possible relegation battling this season. But, so far they haven't been that bad. They haven't been that bad. So props to them. Rodrigo, Mbappe, Valverde. I love Valverde's switch-up play right here. He just switches up to Carvajal on the right-hand side. Tchouaméni now collecting. I think Tchouaméni lately has been very reliable. Especially in the preseason, the first match week. I feel like he's, starting to become that rock-solid center that we're missing in the DM position. Rodrigo just giving away the ball, by the way. And then Hoinson absolutely slamming that for a goal kick. Xabi Alonso not really happy that the players are literally giving the ball away. Did you know that they played for their first time in their new stadium? Yes, I did. I did know that. I know that Jack Grealish assisted the first goal. Of course, on loan from Manchester City. I believe it's loan, not a purchase. Yeah, impressive, first of all, that, Grealish got the first assist. Like, who would have thought? But second of all, yeah, their new stadium looks really good, by the way. Really is a nice site. Hopefully I can go there in the future one time. And hi, Lauren. And no, that's kind of a weird question to ask. But hope you're doing well regardless. This is Hoinson, now to Rudiger. And now Rudiger is going to pass over here to Carvajal, who sends that deep, trying to find Mbappe, just not able to do so. And now this is going to be in the defense here with Al Hassan. He's going to be trying to push the ball down the field for Oviedo. And now finding Chaira. Jack Grealish is good. He got 2 assists. Yeah, I know. I do think that Jack Grealish might start to, pick up form again, maybe before the World Cup. I think the move from, Man City to Everton was a good move. I think that it really will allow him to sort of pick up his roots again. He's going to be the star player there, I feel, because, they don't really have that shining star. Jack Grealish obviously has performed really well before, but he's sort of been off form lately. There's a close chance for a goal there by Mbappe. Unfortunately, the ball is cleared away by Oviedo, and it's sort of just a header battle here in the midfield. And that is now going to be with the striker Rondon just passing it off. And so just let me do that. Okay, this is now going to be with Sibo. Now to Lenguo. But yeah, I think it's a smart move by Grealish, trying to get back in that World Cup England squad. I think that's a a good play by him, especially if he performs very well this season under Everton's new team that they're sort of building for, trying to stay up continually. I know that they've never got relegated, but yeah, they've been very close calls in the past couple of seasons, and they need to start, pushing for completely staying up and not just, finishing dead last out of the relegation zone every time. Tchouaméni, Arda Rodrigo. And Rodrigo just gives the ball away. It's going to be a goal kick. It's going to be a goal kick. And yeah, just showing here, Mastantuono's tackle, by the way. Brilliant tackle. Pass over to Valverde. Tries to cross to Mbappe, but yeah, Mbappe just cleaned up nicely there by Calvo. Calvo doesn't allow the touch. Would have been a good opening goal, actually, for, asserting dominance early on in this match. But yeah, unfortunately, Real Madrid couldn't get that one done there. Nice catch by Courtois, just headed back from Dani Carvajal. Now this is going to be with Rudiger. Now to Dean Huijsen. And Dean Huijsen passing back to Rudiger. Now over to, who's that, Carvajal? Yeah, it's Arda. Now to Rudiger. Huijsen. Good pass by Huijsen. Oh, I gotta say, he's got a lot of line-breaking passes. He's done a lot since he's joined, ever since, the start of the Club World Cup period when we were watching Real Madrid. Of course, on the channel, we watched the whole Club World Cup. He was so good. He really did find a lot of line breaks. He also finds players high up the field very easily. A lot of his passes are actually hard to intercept as well. They do go, sort of pinpoint where he wants them. And that's the good thing, about him. I feel like he's very solid at the back, but he can also commit to, the tackles when he needs to, and then commit to the passes at the same time, where he can actually find space and position and not just clear the ball up the field. Like, I feel like Rudiger kind of does the wrong thing sometimes, where he just sort of, boots it to nothing. And again, that's something that I feel like he does very well there, Dean Huijsen, and that's why I really like him. This is now Mbappe deep. He's actually going to dribble in here, pass to Carreras, who's open on the left wing. A little pass back to Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni might shoot. He does. It's going to be a corner for Real. Deflection off of Sibo, I think. Just a deflection there. And let's see how Real handle this corner. Hopefully they can score from it. I haven't seen a score from a corner in a while, actually. And hi, Michael. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're having a nice day. Yeah, early pass in there from Rodrigo. Arda did initially take the corner. He does do a low ball, and that's going to be another corner here for Real. Someone in the crowd there for Oviedo, or did I actually say their name correct? Oviedo, is wearing the same hairstyle. Mastantuono, impressive. Got Eminem and clone right there. Arda, let's see what you can do. Deliver the ball in the box, please. Come on, deep cross. Okay, that's going back post. Trying to find Huijsen, and it's now going to be controlled by Mbappe, just outside on the left wing. And he does almost score there, but the play has been stopped. There is a head injury on Escandel, the goalkeeper for Oviedo. So there's going to be a drop ball here, I think, for Oviedo. Let's see the head injury. So Rudiger trips. There's a couple of trips in the box there, and then, yeah, I don't know what happened to the goalkeeper. What an annoying day yesterday. Al Nassr and Wrexham disappointed you, and then Levant had to go and choke at the last minute. I know. That was a bad day for football, honestly. Al Nassr choking, Levant choking. I mean, how do you throw away a 2-0? Let's be real. Terrible. Terrible. The fact that, as soon as I saw 2-1, I was like, okay, just play for the draw, guys. Park the bus. And then they go 2-2. I'm like, okay, just park the bus now as much as possible, and then you get a 3-2. And to be honest, really, for me, it's not good enough from these teams. These lower La Liga teams really just not putting in the effort for Real here. I feel like that's sometimes what happens to us. We just get so unlucky with, some of the fixtures that occur. And that's going to be a deep ball there by Escandel. Just finding Tchouaméni. Rodrigo, I'm just happy he's starting, What a, a nice way to shift events from terribleness of yesterday. Rodrigo starting. What a good day, And that's going to be a deep ball by, I think that was Vidal, but it's going to be intercepted by Tchouaméni, and then there's going to be a little bit of a through play here. Real Madrid do end up with a throw-in. Carreras takes, passes to Rodrigo. And what will Rodrigo do with the ball? He's going to pass back to Dean Huijsen. Rudiger. Again, probably will start Militao, maybe just to, prevent injuries from occurring. I think that's kind of the play here. This team we should be able to beat with any team, really. Any of our subs, our reserves could probably beat them as well, if we actually put in the effort. But then again, we did draw one. We basically drew to Osasuna. We got a penalty. We didn't score an in-play goal, and that's kind of disappointing for me. That was our main team as well, not scoring an in-play goal against those guys. They were playing 10 at the back, though, let's be real. It's kind of hard to do that sort of stuff, but yeah, should have been more goals in that game. Carreras trying to run past 2, and it is going to be a throw-in. Deflection off of Vidal once again. Throw back immediately to Mbappe, who by the way, his new hairstyle is terrible, Mbappe. I'm sorry. It does not suit you. Please shave it back to, the Ninja Turtle hairstyle. The new longer one is not good. Huijsen. Deep ball to Carreras. Mastantuono was open. It's now going to be with Rodrigo. Huijsen again. Huijsen now over to Rudiger. Tchouaméni. And Tchouaméni to Aragula. Good ball to Mastantuono. He might be able to shoot. There could be a penalty call here. The whole of Real is appealing it. I don't think it's a pen. I think Mastantuono kind of just dives there. Unfortunately, it's not clear enough to be a pen. Well, maybe Nah, it's not a pen. It's not a pen. Good shielding just from their players. Yeah, referee is right in that instance to not call that one a penalty. But it is, very close. They were very lucky there not to extend the leg a little bit further and a little bit earlier as well. If they had done that about 2 seconds earlier, it would have been a penalty. Carreras. Now out to Rodrigo. Rodrigo might go for the cut in here like he usually does, which he does. Pass to Mbappe. Mastantuono now with it. Tchouaméni. Now with Valverde. Tchouaméni. Little chip over to Mbappe. He thought about the bicycle kick, but it never reaches him, actually. And that's a header back to the goalkeeper, Escandel. Nice control. Mastantuono looking fire in this game so far. Eminem's actually doing an amazing job. Yeah, just seeing the penalty here again. Possible penalty call. Yeah, it's definitely not a penalty. Now looking at it from the second angle there. The first angle made it look like some sort of penalty, but yeah, second angle, definitely not. Tchouaméni. Good ball by Tchouaméni. Brilliant. Rodrigo going for the run on it, and just barely keeps it out. That defender there for Oviedo, and that's going to be a goal kick again. Costas does a good job on chasing down Rodrigo, cutting out the passing lane there, and yeah, he just makes Rodrigo tip the ball out. Good defending there from Oviedo. Just seeing the goalkeeper injury there. Yeah, head collision with Huijsen from before in that corner. And hi, CDF. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. And there's rumors Haaland wants to come to Madrid. Can we do a swap with Rodrigo? That would be cool. The only thing is I think they're swapping for... They're not swapping, but they're selling if Savinho goes to Tottenham. That was, I think, the deal that I heard. But, yeah, if Haaland comes to Madrid, that would be very good. Because then we can actually play, a proper striker. Like, not just Mbappe left wing, now striker. I think Mbappe will work well with Haaland as well. If we play, Mbappe left wing, Haaland striker, and then Vinny can just, try learning a different position, to be honest. Maybe right wing. Because, to be honest, you need to be a flexible player to play at Real. As Ronaldo used to say at United, he can play anywhere. And that's what you want from a player. You want someone to be versatile if they, are trying to be a Ballon d'Or contender. And that's what Vinny, I think, needs to do here. Same with Mbappe, maybe. If Mbappe should try and play right wing. He's already been versatile. Maybe go for the right wing position. Yeah, good shot by Rodrigo. It's a deflection there. Carreras was appealing handball. Not handball, definitely. You thought there would be an early Real Madrid goal, but no. Yeah, close goal at the second minute. Very close. There was a cut in by Rodrigo. He crosses it in. Back post, almost touched by Carvajal. It just slides past him by millimeters before, no goal is given there because it went straight out. But, yeah, it was very close to a goal in the second minute. There was also a second chance. Mastantuono, of course, the penalty controversy there where there could have possibly been a penalty. I don't think there was supposed to be one there. But Mastantuono skills past 3, has a clear shot. But, yeah, he is just, fouled on the ball. Supposedly, as Real Madrid proclaim. And this is now Rodrigo. Rodrigo's been doing good this game so far. So, definitely we could see that swap deal happening maybe. Because, Rodrigo is very valuable player. I think he's a very good player. He could definitely, have a value of somewhere around Haaland's and then, add a little bit of money on that. Then maybe we could get the swap deal done. But definitely, Rodrigo, I wouldn't like to see him leave the Real Madrid kit, but, he might have to just to get consistent minutes for the call-up for Brazil, World Cup year. You need consistent minutes for World Cup year. It's just really essential. It's very essential, actually. And if you're not going to be a starting player, you might as well just go to a different team. That's why so many transfers happen in the World Cup seasons, It's just how it is. Mbappe. And now a pass over to Dani Carvajal. Now to Valverde. And now to Carvajal again. And he does a little pressure of a cross there to Arda. And Arda trying to hold it out for a corner. And it does go out, as proclaimed by Arda, but it is going to be played on by the referee for some absolutely unknown reason there. That was a clear out ball, clear corner. But the referee, absolutely does not give that. Yeah, that went fully out there. Absolutely poor decision-making from the referee there. He literally just sees the ball go straight out and completely ignores it. Yeah. Interesting call there. Interesting. Smash like for corrupt La Liga referees. That's what we love to see. This is now going to be a header back to Rudiger. He's going to defend that nicely. Now to DinoDoomz. And now to Carreras. And Rodrigo. Now back to Tchouaméni. And Tchouaméni is just going to hold up the play here to Rudiger. Again, Tchouaméni, very good positioning under Xabi Alonso. I really like how he plays. Very, Granit Xhaka-like. Of course, that's going to basically be needed because we are, basically using the Leverkusen system as a blueprint in this team. I do think that Leverkusen system needs a little bit more tinkering for Real Madrid to, actually effectively use it. But we are seeing, similarities. First of all, Mbappe playing almost like that. He kind of plays like Florian Wirtz sometimes. He drops back very far, but he's also playing, that Patrick Schick or the Boniface number. Just like, Arda Güler is actually playing more like Florian Wirtz as well, you could say. So you technically have two players there sort of filling in that Wirtz void. We'd love to see actually Florian Wirtz come join Real Madrid. Maybe to actually trade Rodrigo for Florian, but, it never happened. Of course, he went to Liverpool. But yeah, definitely I feel like they're trying to fill in that gap. And then you've got Tchouaméni playing, that Xhaka position. You got Carreras with that Grimaldo-type play. Good shot there, by the way, by Valverde. Just caught by the keeper. And then, of course, Valverde is just that middle-of-the-park type of person, I feel like he sort of sets up any play. He's sort of like that Toni Kroos replacement. I feel like he doesn't fully replace how Kroos was playing for Real, but he does do a very good job on it. That's why, of course, he did inherit the number 8. Mbappe does find a pass to Tchouaméni over like 3 guys there. Carvajal calling for the ball. Arda does receive. Hoping Madrid can solve their problems of not scoring in the first half, especially the first 30 minutes. Yeah, hopefully we get a goal here. I really do hope so because, we have been pressuring a lot this game. As, based on statistics, we have 74% possession. 5 shots, they've had none. No shots. It's kind of like the last game. The other team had 1 shot the whole game. And, 209 passes, 94% accuracy. They've got 57 passes with a 73% accuracy. Now that, just shows our quality over, theirs. And to be honest, I think that we should be able to score here. It's just about, having, consistency on the shots actually going on target and not just being trash shots. By the way, chance for these guys. Like, they're actually gone for an insanely poor shot there. But they did have a very good chance of scoring here, Oviedo. They have a nice run on goal. They kind of just completely waste the chance. It's onside by far. Don't know why the player there that took the shot thought it was offside, but he sort of just shoots into Courtois, like from about 30 meters away. And it's like, what are you doing? Insanely bad shot there. Hi, Zo3Ella. Welcome to stream. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing good. Hope you have a nice day, everyone, as well. And there's going to be a possible foul here on Mbappe, I think. Just to check on him. I know it's not. It's on, who is that? I think it's someone on their team. Who is that? I think it's, if I had to see, Rondon. Yeah, I got confused by the pants there. They're wearing the white pants. We actually got black pants as our, home kit pants this season, interestingly. Have the old white pants, and they actually look very similar to what these guys are wearing. That's why I initially thought it was Mbappe. I was like wondering what the heck when I saw the blue shirt. I was like, what? You guys wear white pants? And this is now going to be with Arda Güler, Carvajal. Arda Güler again, Carvajal again. Arda now to Mastantuono. Little lofted ball there to try and find Mbappe. Actually finds Carreras, who's overlapped. He really should have shot there, Carreras, but he's not selfish. He actually does pass a lot. Maybe too much there in that instance because he just passed it to Mbappe, who was too marked there. And then this is now Oviedo trying to clear out the box. It's now going to be with Illich. And he sends the ball down the field to Rondon. Nice defense from Dean Hoytensen. And this is going to be a cleaned up ball. Nice and easy reset positions. Rudiger now on it. Now to Carvajal. Now to Arda Güler. Valverde. Now to Rodrigo. I thought it was going to Carreras for a second there, but no, Rodrigo does get that one. He might take the shot here, Rodrigo. He actually passes off to Valverde. Now to Mastantuono. Let's see what he does here. Mastantuono, he just sort of gets a little bit of a foul there. The referee says play on. Again, I don't think this is a foul. I think this is a dive by Mastantuono. Let's have a look here in the replay. Yeah, complete dive. Complete dive there. Yeah, there's no hiding that one. It's the problem with our team as well. I feel like if we do too many dives, we sort of just get this, thing saying, we're diving team, we only rely on referee decisions. But it's not making it any better when we actually do dive. I know we don't really, but that's not a good thing from Mastantuono. He really did do a terrible dive there. Courtois. Hoytensen now. Look at the presence from Hoytensen. Like, that guy actually has presence on the field. Like, when he's got the ball, everyone's calm. Everyone is actually calm when he's got the ball. Rodrigo. Now to Carreras. Now back to Dean Hoytensen. Now over to Mbappe. Tchouaméni. Now to Carvajal. The 1-2. This is now Valverde. Carvajal. Valverde again. Mastantuono maybe takes a shot. He goes for it long range. Not great. Straight over. Eminem needs to, home in on the precision shots there because that one was not the best. That was a nice setup by, Carvajal and Valverde. Nice 1-2 passing, finding space, pushing the defenders away. It was actually deflected. Okay. Okay, we actually did win a corner. Interesting. So the ball was deflected there. Is a corner. Let's see if we can get a goal. Mastantuono is going to take. Deep cross, trying to find Rudiger. Is going to be pressured out. Arda Güler does touch it outside the box here. We can bring this in maybe for a second possible attack. Hoytensen, terrible touch from Hoytensen. First mistake I've seen him do in, 7 or 8 games. First mistake I've seen him do since joining Real Madrid, actually. That was a bad touch. We could have actually got a goal from that, position there because Hoytensen was pretty open on that right-hand side. But yeah, he just touched that straight out. Costas now taking the throw-in for Oviedo. Deep throw by Costas. And Hoytensen tries to clear that up. It's going to be a play on by the referee after a possible foul on Rondon by Dean Hoytensen. Arda Güler. And Arda is going to drive up the field. He might pass this over to Rodrigo. He does. Rodrigo, what are you going to do to Mbappe? Rodrigo cuts in. Maybe he's going to go for a shot here. He gets past a couple. He takes the shot, deflected away. Mbappe controlling, bad control there. He's sort of held up, and this is a nice little control here from Rudiger as they try and clear that down to Rondon. Possible counter chance, but yeah, calmed down by Rudiger and Hoytensen. Through pass there, not finding anyone by Dean Hoytensen. And it's going to be a foul. It's going to be a free kick here for Oviedo. Just a foul by Rodrigo and Hoytensen there on, I think that was Illich. Yeah, foul on Illich right there. Just showing Rodrigo's shot there. Unfortunately, he's getting a lot of deflection shots here, Rodrigo. If only the, the bodies weren't in the way, he would actually be able to aim these, at better capacity. Vinny just giving kisses to the camera here, funnily enough. Xabi Alonso just giving some tactics here to Rodrigo as the players, stop just for a quick medic check on the Oviedo player. Yeah, Illich just, of course, they're just showing the foul here by Hoinson on Illich. Then he just stands on the back of his foot there. It is a cooling break as well. So Xabi Alonso giving instructions to everyone here. All the players getting instructions. There's the medical treatment as well. And Carreras is now back on the field after receiving some instructions as well. I think he's just given it to the whole left side, just all of them getting instructions. The rest of the team just sort of stayed on the field there. But that left side just received a bunch of instructions. This is now Mbappe pressuring up to Escandel, who sends that ball deep, trying to find Rondon. And nice clearance by Hoinson. And there's a through pass, just reaching the run of Dendon... How do I say this guy's name? Dendoncker. Dendoncker. That's how I say his name. He finding a nice run there by him. It's now going to be cleared away by Real. Not the best clearance. Artigula just gives it back to them. Possible shot from Illich, passing to Rondon instead. Maybe a penalty. Tchouameni is allowed to play on. The referee says play on here. It's going to be a free kick for Real. Rondon does commit a foul. Did you see Yamal grabbing his groin area and spinning on the floor while facing Levant fans? Silence from the media, but if Vinny does that... Yeah, exactly. I know, I did see that, actually. And the thing is, as well, it happens with... This type of stuff happens with Real Madrid. It happens with Ronaldo. They're the two things that happen with. Any Real Madrid player do that, instant media attention. CR7 does that, which he's done on numerous occasions. Like, actually, he's not done much. He's only done it once, to be honest, but... they make such a big deal out of it. It's not, it's shown as extremely bad. And the fact is, as well, it was even bad. The one Ronaldo does actually a celebration, but, taken out of context there. They really do hyperinflate, stuff that doesn't relate to Barca. I don't really, like that sort of stuff. Just, give all press equality, equally cover stuff. If Yamal does that, cover it the same as you would on any other team. Or just don't cover them at all. Like, I mean, what's the point of doing that anyway? Like, he's being rude, but, like, just, like, don't cover it if you're going to, be biased on one side. Escandel sending the ball deep. Collection by Dean Hoydenson. Tchouameni. Now over to Arda Güler. Tchouameni again. Mbappe, good one-touch pass. This was a very good one-touch play by our team. There's a shot. Nice little catch there as well. Yamal's the new Messi. He's protected by everyone. They try to sell us. They are humble players. Yeah, I know. The thing is as well, the clips I see that come out of... I don't follow the mainstream clip people as well, like the ones where they just show, the best highlights. I follow, like, genuine, real clips from games. And, the type of clips you see of these guys in Inter Miami celebrating afterwards... It's actually genuinely insane how they're getting away with some of their celebrations on, the opponents, like, screaming in their face. I mean, I'm not trying to disrespect, but, I mean, come on, let's not do that into a game. Like, how's that football? You go up to the opponent, one specific guy on the opposition team and scream in his face. Like, come on. That's a foul. Free kick here for Real Madrid just outside the box. Maybe potential Mbappe free kick goal. Imagine that. Rodrigo could also take two. I don't know who's actually going to take this one. Rodrigo is definitely fouled there by, who is that? Vidal. Yeah, just Vidal doing a little step out. Rodrigo's sort of in the way, just runs into him. So, yeah, it looks like Mbappe might be taking this free kick. Yeah. Arda Güler's also lined up for it. But I think Mbappe's going to take, because Arda Güler's doing it as if it's an outswinger with the left foot. Mbappe's lined up for a right foot shot. Here we go. Mbappe sends a terrible free kick. That is an insanely bad free kick. Oh my god. Okay. Let's just pretend we didn't see that. He just sends that into their knees. The walls. It didn't even get past the wall. It literally, is traveling, slower than a ground pass. That, free kick there. Not the type of free kick you want to see. Rodrigo, deep cross from the corner. Headed away. Touched by Arda back to Rodrigo, back to Mbappe, actually. He's also up there as well. And Mbappe does a dud cross. Passes it over to Arda. And deep cross for Arda, trying to find Mastantuono. So close to a goal there. That was very close. Again, the similar type of goals that we're almost scoring here. Second minute goal is the same as this one. So close, yet so far. Messi told the ref in one game to, and in another, grab the player by his neck. I know exactly. Exactly. The bias is insane. And the thing is, as well, as people fail to mention that, yeah, I guarantee you, Ronaldo does one of those. Ronaldo does one of those actions, right? Does one in any game, one of those actions. He's instantly, 1,000 media companies covering him, saying how bad he is or something like, or implying it, not saying it, but implying it, knowing that people in the comments will just go and start absolutely trashing on him. It's the stuff that happens, and really, can't we just enjoy football? Why do we have to hate on one player? Why? Mastantuono. Why cover and shine a light on one person as the humble nature, and then the other one as the most evil guy, and it's actually the complete opposite in reality. Valverde, Tchouaméni, Valverde. Now to Tchouaméni, Rudiger, Winson. Now to Rodrigo. Rodrigo passing to Mbappe, Dean Huijsen. Now over to Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni passes to Carvajal. Tchouaméni, Mastantuono, Mbappe, Arda passing over to Rodrigo. Rodrigo getting ready to shoot. He takes the shot. What a shot by Rodrigo. Arda now with the ball, and it just somehow doesn't go in. Oh my God. What is this team's defense? They're actually pulling out, everything. They use dark magic before this game or something to keep the ball out. Rodrigo goes in for the initial cut, right? Shoots. Goalkeeper parries away. Mastantuono takes the rebound shot. Parried away. Arda takes the rebound shot. Cleared off the line by a player. What the heck is going on in this game? Rodrigo, corner. Sending it in deep. Headed away by the Oviedo player. Now go with Mbappe. Mbappe, nice little skill there. Roll. Pass. Now to Valverde. Now back to Mbappe here. Mbappe might cross that in. He does. There's a header from Rudiger. Terrible header. Just sent to the stands there. Unfortunately, football's supposed to be the beautiful game, but as much as it brings people together, it also divides people and brings out the worst. Exactly. I know. It really does. And, it's really it's sort of a polar opposite thing. That's why I try and not read much about, whenever I see, for example, that Al Nassr lost one. As soon as I saw Al Nassr lost from, the reaction, as soon as I knew that they were going to lose in the pen shootout, I was like, okay, I'm not opening the social media post for that, because we already know what the top comment will say. We already know what people are going to be saying. Mbappe goal, let's go. Okay, it doesn't matter. Who cares what everyone else says, because Mbappe just scored there. Hits the salute Sally as well. Brilliant goal from Kylian. Second goal of the season. And that's why, Kylian's going to be a top scorer again. Could possibly win the Ballon d'Or this one too as well if, France get high in the World Cup and he, puts on performance here, gets the Champions League, La Liga, domestic treble, and then also high position World Cup could equal Ballon d'Or for Mbappe. But yeah, brilliant goal. Nice assist by Arda. Let's go, guys. Hala Madrid. Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant pass by Arda. It's onside positioning from Mbappe as well. He does do a quick turn, sends it to the left side. Goalkeeper saying it's offside, but it's clearly not. If you're watching from the replay. And yeah, nice bottom left finish there. Goalkeeper was diving right because he thought it was going to be a right foot finish on the near post there. He goes for far post. A bit unexpected. What I expected anyway was going to happen, when you go in for the finish, right? You're going in for the finish, running towards the goal. Whenever you go in for that sort of stuff, you always think, is the goalkeeper going to dive near post? Especially if you're positioned near post. He's most likely going to dive near post. I feel like that's just something that they mentally, instinctively do, the goalkeeper, because he thinks maybe, just do a nice tap under or something. But yeah, the fast post shots are harder to complete. That's why, they're high risk but high reward. I think near post shots are low risk, but they're, not going to work out as much. Someone wearing an Arsenal kit in the crowd there as well. Interesting. Messi will win the Ballon d'Or, most likely. He'll even Ronaldo were to win the World Cup, Messi gets. I mean, it's still possible. It's still possible. Rodri might win it as well. I feel like that there's about there's two robbers in football. There's Messi, there's Rodrigo. And not Rodrigo from Real Madrid. I'm talking about Rodrigo. It's actually insane that Rodrigo, genuinely probably the worst Ballon d'Or winner of all time. Like, not even a comparison. Not based on the season stats that he's currently in. The fact that, like, after he won that, he, like, got cursed or something. Because genuinely, that guy has performed like a, championship player since he's come back. And that's going to be a free kick here for Real. Or I think it's for Oviedo, actually. Don't know what your guys' opinion is on that, but genuinely, I actually think he's performed terrible since he's come back. Rodri, interestingly. And this is now DinoDoomz to Rudiger. Rudiger to Arda. Back to Rudiger. I think Arda very important for this season, by the way. I think Arda is going to absolutely shine for Real. He just, I feel like he has something special with him. He didn't get much game time under Ancelotti. He's going to get a lot under Xabi Alonso, especially with how he currently plays. Good defense, by the way, by Valverde. Cleaned that one up brilliantly. This is going to be Carreras now on a run here, passing to Mbappe. Mbappe does have Rodrigo as an option. He does do a nice little Ronaldo chop there to send the player shopping. That's a good pass by Rodrigo. And he does get a Meg. It is defended nicely, though, by Costas. And also, I think Sibo also defends that one. If they wanted a Spanish player, it should have been Carvajal, not Rodri. He had one good game with Spain. Exactly. Originally, I thought that Carvajal was going to win it. But again, it's like with Nuno Mendes in this current Ballon d'Or. In reality, defenders don't get the credit they deserve. The fact is that, Carvajal that season won everything with Real Madrid, won the Euros, the same as Rodri, and he was, probably one of the best, fullbacks in the tournament. There wasn't really another fullback who was performing like him in that tournament, by the way. And then you have Nuno Mendes this season, best fullback in the world currently, best left back. Won the stuff with PSG, won all the PSG trophies, same as Dembele. Won the Nations League, best player in the Nations League, turned up as the, MVP in the final, MVP of the tournament. Assisted a lot of goals, basically assisted all of Ronaldo's goals in the Nations League. Genuinely insane performance from Nuno Mendes, but, defender bias against bias, where it's mainly just the attackers winning, isn't it? And then you had Rodri somehow winning it last year. Just showing the foul here on Mbappe. Clear foul, by the way. The referee actually decided to play that one on. Interesting. Mastantuono. Now passing over to Rodrigo, not Rodri. Been saying both those names for the whole day today. This is now going to be cleared up by Vidal. Sends that deep, trying to find Rondon. Rudiger is holding nicely, and that's going to be still with Rondon. He somehow reclaims it after Rudiger does do an initial tackle. And it's going to be with Real now winning possession back. This is going to be Alvaro Carreras. Tchouameni. And Tchouameni just finding some open space. Arda now. And Arda tempted to really pass to Mbappe on that run there, but Mbappe does do a dud run, so he sort of stops that. Carreras, Rodrigo, Arda now to DinoDoomz. Now to Rudiger. And Rudiger is going to pass to DinoDoomz. And DinoDoomz passing over to Mastantuono. Mastantuono duds one. He passes over to Carvajal. Now to Tchouaméni. That Elkwood lost credibility in the 90s with Stoikov winning it, then Owens, and so on. Yeah, I think, yeah, it's always not been the best award, I do think. You know, hence why, Ronaldo says it. I mean, you can say as much, people can say as much as you want. He just says it because he doesn't want to win them anymore, but it's not the case. I feel like that genuinely there's been a lot of awards where, they've awarded it to the wrong person, and it's so evident that they have, that it's actually insane how evident it is. But, is what it is. I guarantee you Yamal will probably win it this year as well. I'm going to be streaming it live, so we'll see, genuine reaction to it. Hopefully, Nuno Mendes wins. I don't think he is. I think Dembele, has a very high chance. I'm fine with Dembele winning it as well. But, unlikely. We're going to have to wait and see what they select, because they always seem to pick out the worst selection of the bunch. Carvajal, Mastantuono, Tchouaméni, Valverde, Carvajal, now to Arda. And Arda is pressing high upfield in the right wing position. Sends that back to Valverde. Little chip over pass to Dean Huijsen. Now to Rodrigo. Huijsen on a run here. This is a very good play by Dean Huijsen. And he sent... Oh. Okay. Okay, that was not good. And hi, Big B. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Different camera angle? What do you mean? Yeah, this is a different camera angle than usual. Usually I do the camera up there, like at the, back section, but it's here. So yeah, I kind of just did this one because it's closer, so, it feels more like I'm actually talking to you guys, not just, talking to the screen when I'm looking down, then I look up occasionally. I don't know if you guys like it or not. Personally, I think it's better, just, more... It actually feels like I'm connecting. Tchouaméni to Rudiger. Now to Huijsen. Also have to every time check the Twitch chat in case something's there. Okay, this is going to be cleared away by, I think that was Illich. Now over to Carvajal. You can see the game in the mirror thing behind. Oh, you can see it in this, the Ballon d'Or. The Ballon d'Or, this one, or the fish tank. Because, yeah, you can see the game in the Ballon d'Or there. It's going to be Mbappe. Hot take. Why not give it to Jota? He had a good League and Nations, and with his passing, no one would be bad. Yeah, I think it'd be, very, honorary thing. I think they'll give an honorary award there, but like they do usually for when a player, dies. Same with his brother. I think that's what will happen. He'll get some sort of honorary award because he, never got the opportunity to actually, go and win it, properly. So, yeah, he didn't have the full career, so who knows, maybe in his future career he would have been able to win it, but he never got that chance. So, I do think he'll get one. And what's my name? Thanks for asking. First of all, my name is DinoDoomz, so, call me DinoDoomz. Not actually my name, but, it's like sort of the YouTuber name thing. But yeah, I'll try and read your name in Arabic. Hussein? Is it Hussein? I think, or Hassin? Sorry if I said it wrong. Still learning some Arabic here. Hope you're doing good, though. And they should revamp it and base it on things that can be measured. Award points for different individual stats and team and country performance. They need to put some thought into it. Yeah, 100%. I agree with that. I do think that they should be, revamping the award so that it's not on recency bias. That's the big first thing, right? Recency bias on... What else is there? There's recency bias. There's very high based on national team performance. And to be honest, I don't really like that, actually. I don't like that they base so much of it on, a national team performance where in reality you're playing with guys you play with once every 4 or 5 months. Whereas, club performance, you're playing with your club. It's your heart and soul for the club. And thank you, Dark Light. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, I got the Ballon d'Or here as well. I did win the rigged award myself, I won the award. Stole it off of, I think it was in, when I was competing with Yashin back in the day. Stole off of Yashin, his second Ballon d'Or. He never got one. It sells me. So, rest in peace, Yashin, for that. You know, completely deserved, honestly, by me as well. Completely deserved. I feel like that I just performed better than, you know, Yashin and Beckenbauer and Pele. Just they weren't performing. Pele didn't even play in Europe, so he couldn't have won it anyway. So yeah, I mean, but in all honesty, I do think the award should be, you know, considered maybe a revamp. Somehow they, you know, change the award three, you know, considerations for it. And you're new to soccer. Okay, I see. You're new to soccer, but old. You know, anyone can join. Well, we say football, you know, but you know, I'll say soccer if you say soccer. Anyone can join the sport, no matter what age. You can join when you're 2. You can join when you're 100. It doesn't matter. It's a sport for everyone. And to be honest, you know, it's one of the most enjoyable things that I watch. Like, I don't watch much stuff. I only really watch football and then just some TV shows and stuff. But yeah, football is like the only thing sport-wise I watch, and I love it. Love football. And also, of course, Cristiano, the GOAT, for a lot of people. I don't know if you guys support Cristiano as your GOAT. Is for me. Yeah, I love Cristiano. Also, let me turn my air conditioning on. It's getting so hot in here. You mean your knowledge is low, but you like... Oh, I see. Well, you know, I love playing football as well. I actually do training every second night. So tomorrow I have my training. And then I don't train like today, then the day after tomorrow stuff. But yeah, I love playing football as well. But, you know, you don't need football knowledge to play football. That's the thing as well, except for, like, maybe offside and, you know, positional awareness. But other than that, like, knowing players, who cares? Who cares? If you can play football, you can play. I swear there was, like, a pro player I watched one time in an interview who didn't even know who, like... I can't remember who it was. Was it Neymar or something? I don't know. I swear there was, like, this one pro player who didn't know who some players were. And it's, like, so obvious. Like, how do you not know these guys? Like, they're, you know, coming up. I think it might have been Neymar. He was asked about, you know, he was asked about Musiala or Yamal or something. He said he didn't know who they were. And it's like, okay, that's mad. You don't know those two. But, you know, he's good at football. Doesn't he know it? So you played Deltarune the other day? Yes, I did play Deltarune. I actually played it today. We did a stream, I think, 2 hours ago or 3 hours ago from now. It might have been 3 hours ago, actually, now thinking about it. Or 4 hours ago. It's 11:22 p.m. currently where I am. Because, unfortunately, Real Madrid matches are like at the, you know, midnight for me, which is great. Smash like for midnight. Smash like for no sleep. But, yeah, I played Deltarune earlier today. I played it the other day as well. We're close to finishing the weird route, too. You just got to Chapter 4? Cool. Congratulations. We just got to Chapter 4 as well. It's 2 a.m. Okay. You guys are lucky. I'm lucky then, I guess. You guys are unlucky there. 2 a.m. Wow. You know, dedication, though. W commitment for that. Neymar only knows drinks and girls. Okay. Also, you know, the poker watch as well. You got that undercover. Not poker, sorry. I don't know much about, you know, gambling stuff. You know, the roulette one where, you know, you press the middle and it starts spinning and then whatever the ball goes in. It's not poker. Poker's a card game, I think. The matches must start late, though, in Spain. Yeah, they are late. I think Spanish time, they're like 8 or 9. I think that's just due to the weather as well. Kind of like, you know, in the Saudi Pro League, most of the matches like 9 p.m. as well, because it's the weather. Who's my top 5 like football players? This is kind of hard because, you know, my top 5's not the clearest. I kind of change a lot. Ronaldo's first, never changes for me. Second, I will say Messi, okay? Like, if I'm going to be biased, I'm not going to say him in second, but, you know, let's just say him. Don't want to make people upset. Third is... Who would be third? Zidane, maybe? Zidane in third. This is based on who I think is the best, just so you know as well. Third, Zidane. Fourth is probably... Who do you put in fourth and fifth? Like, I was going to say Pele and Maradona, but the thing is, though, is like some people really criticize those guys. I don't know why. I mean, personally, I would put Pele in fourth. I would put Pele maybe even in third, but, you know, Zidane's just so good in midfield, but I would put him above Pele, but Pele, you know, he revolutionized the game. He was doing keepy uppies before people even knew what that was. And, you know, genuinely, I feel like without Pele, football would not be this technical as it is now. So technically, based on full impact, Pele deserves a top 3 place. Maradona first, drugs and hemp. Okay, that is mad. Maybe in 5th, I might go for the shout of... Who would I put? I don't know who would put in 5th. Yeah, you guys can say your own. Yeah, Ronaldinho. Yeah, I would actually put Ronaldinho maybe over R9. Maybe I'd do that, actually. And where do I live? I live in Saudi. As you can see, got the Al Nassr, you know, statue here. That's why I cover Al Nassr games on the channel as well. They are my team. I actually live next to Qadsiya. Don't know if you guys know, you know, that team. They were in the Saudi Super Cup, but I live very close to them. I've actually, you know, drove past their World Cup stadium multiple times, which, you know, they've somehow almost built in 1 year, which is insane, by the way. But yeah, R9, top 5, R9 definitely. Over Ronaldinho, yeah, sure. You know, I mean, your guys personally, if I had to do based on favorites, I'll do based on favorites, though. Ronaldo, I would put in there as well, I think, based on all-time current, you know, favorite players of all time. Ronaldo, not particular order, by the way, besides Ronaldo. Mbappe, Toni Kroos, I really like him. These are all inspirations to me. I really like as well... Who do I really like? I was going to say... Currently, Nuno Mendes, I really like. And I got to say as well, I like Doué. I like Doué. These are just based on players that I, you know, inspirations to me now. Doué, just because he's got the same birthday as me as well. And probably Modric, you can squeeze in there too. Try to put people you watch. You never saw Maradona or Pele, so hard to put them in your top 5. If not, you would add Di Stefano. Yeah, I mean, for sure. I wouldn't put Pele in my. I wouldn't put Pele and Maradona in my top 5 like players if you know who I watched, because of course I didn't watch them. But I did actually see a bunch of Pele clips. I did see a bunch of those, not Maradona clips, besides the handball one. But yeah, otherwise I would still put Pele in my top 5. I wouldn't put Maradona in my top 5. And let's see yours, Dark Light. Messi, Ronaldo, Rivaldo, R9, and Cruyff. Okay, I mean, you know, solid lifts there. Cruyff, you know, I got Cruyff in my FC25 Ultimate Team, which is an absolute, you know, W, because that guy is insane. His card is crazy. But you got to go to sleep. No problem, Dark Light. I mean, you're going to keep supporting. That's a huge W, first of all. And, you know, thank you for turning up. Make sure to go to sleep, though. It is 2 a.m., you know. So, yeah, hope you have a good sleep. And, yeah, personally, though, like, people I enjoy watching, I really enjoy watching Mbappe. I really enjoy watching Nuno Mendes. I really do enjoy watching those guys. Currently, Ronaldo, of course, all-time for me. And then, you know, I think Doué is just an enjoyable player. Not birthday bias there at all. Love from ex-resident of UAE. Okay, thank you, Dark Light. And yeah, have a nice sleep. Waiting for the ads here to finish rolling. I wonder how much time we got left on this half here. Let's take a look before the second half starts. Just go and get in here. We got 3 minutes. 3 minutes until the next half. Oh, I just wanted to show you guys as well. My brother actually pulled this in the card packs yesterday. Yeah. Fabio Cannavaro special card right there. It's actually a match-worn shirt from the 2007 Sevilla game. I think it was in the Spanish Super Cup against Sevilla, 2007. Match-worn shirt right there. I think it's cool. And also got this Ondrick. I think, what number is that? 15 out of 75 Ondrick card. I don't think that's that special, though, compared to, you know, the Fabio Cannavaro card. I really like this card, by the way. W, you know, Dynamites are pulling this one. Crazy. Actually feels really nice, the shirt as well. Feels really cool. And Hala Madrid, indeed, Amar. And welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. W's Real Madrid. We should get, you know, the W here. We've been playing brilliant. If we look at, you know, the overall performance from the team, by the way, 7.1 Carvajal, 7 Rudiger, 7.2 Hoynes. Everyone's basically above a 7 set. Mastantuono and Courtois. And hi, Michael. Welcome back. And when are you going to play Roblox? Tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm playing Roblox. Yeah, I didn't play it today because, we're playing Deltarune and I only do, I think, one game per day. I think it's, better. But yeah, tomorrow Roblox. And then, that's why I want to just alternate between stuff. I think it's better for everyone. Problem with top 5 in football is we tend to put only scorers as opposed to other sports. No one's going to put Cannavaro in there or Buffon, but there are arguments for them. I was actually going to put Casillas in the top 5 for me personally. I was going to put there, there's a lot of options for goalkeeper in the top 5. You could put Manuel Neuer. He would probably be in there as well instead of Casillas, maybe Buffon as well. Those 3 guys sort of just very close-knit in terms of a very good goalkeeper. So, yeah, for sure. And what time? I'm not too sure. My time, probably 4:30. 4:30 my time, maybe 5:30. I'll have to check and see how, I plan things out. You'll see the pre-stream, though, Michael, when it comes up. Currently, for me, though, again, it's like 11:30, so that's probably why I'm not playing, Roblox right now. I'm feeling pretty dead as it is. But, yeah. Just showing the replay here, the missed Mastantuono chance. Very close, by the way, Mastantuono, to sending that one in. You can't play them because you have to go to school. Okay, I see. Yeah, that I can't play any later because I have, for me, it will be very late. Unfortunately, that's why maybe since, I'm sorting out some stuff for myself personally outside of, streaming. When I start doing that, I might start doing the streams later. Like, I might start doing them, 10, 11 p.m. Kind of like this time, I feel like. But I'll have to wait and see how stuff gets sorted out. Is YouTube my full-time job? I'd love it to be. I would love it to be, but no, not at the moment. Not at the moment. I would really love, though, if that happened. But, we need a little bit more. We need a little bit more people to start, considering that stuff. Of course, it just depends on the stream. Some streams succeed. Some streams fail. It's all about just, finding what works, what doesn't, and you just keep on pushing. Never get down by how many people are on the stream, because if you see one person on the stream, that's one person that you're talking to, you're actually having a conversation with. You see 2 people, same thing, 3 people, and then it just goes up and up from there. And 3:35 is good. I don't think I can do 3:35. I don't think so. You remember, you can always rewatch the stream, Michael. I know you'll want to play with me. That's probably the whole point of the Roblox stuff. But, yeah, I don't know. Maybe on the weekend, like, not so... What's today currently? Today is a Sunday. There's Monday, which is, the Roblox one I'm going to do tomorrow. Tuesday, I'm going to finish the weird route. Wednesday, maybe Wednesday. Wednesday, I might do later. Or earlier. I'll have to see. So let me just turn my air conditioning on here. Okay, hopefully that works. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. 1 minute until the game continues. Love the Ballon d'Or. Absolutely love it. Yeah, maybe I need maybe I should get 7 more of these or 8 more of these actually. If I get 9 of these, then I've got the most Ballon d'Ors in the world. So set them all up in one lane at the top of the fish tank there. Just put them all up there and then, show everyone I'm the most talented player of all time. Players are coming back out here after the halftime break. Finally coming out in the tunnel. You hate to learn French? You don't want to learn French, the language? I mean, French is a pretty... It's a pretty hard language. I feel like that I did learn it a little bit. And it's not enjoyable, to say the least, but it's always good to learn another language. You get to communicate with people. It's basically like a secret code almost. If a lot of people in your where you live don't speak that language and you speak it, it's almost like secret stuff. I don't know why I'm saying that. Yeah, agree. You had YouTubers that I followed that barely stream anymore or quit because they averaged 20 to 30 viewers and they were hoping to hit it big quick, even though those 30 stuck around since day one. Exactly. And that's the thing. You don't expect to hit it big, and that's why I feel like you have to be consistent. For example, I think the channel's so far a big success. I think it's a big success, and welcome King Dooms to the stream. Hope you're doing good. because Speed took 5 years to get 5,000 subscribers. It took 5 years. We got 5,000 subscribers in 2 months. 2 months. Now, they might not all join the streams, sure. But they're still subscribers. They're not unsubscribing, are they? It's like with anything. That's why I think, always think about it as a marathon and not, 100-meter sprint. You're not, just going straight to the finish line. You do one stream with a viral idea and you get bigger meter. It's not how it works, unfortunately. Otherwise, everyone would be a streamer, At the start is good, but at the end, yeah. Exactly. Is it halftime? Yes, it is halftime, DinoDoomz. We're waiting for the players to come back out of the tunnel. That's why I'm sort of just rambling on here because, running out of stuff to say at the halftime. Substitution, Hassan is coming on for Oviedo. I don't know who he's replacing, though. I would assume he's replacing maybe Sibo. Oh, he's replacing Lenguo. There, I think that's Dedonker. No, he's replacing a defender. Interesting. So they're replacing an attacker for a defender. Sorry, defender for an attacker. So yeah, Lenguo's coming off, and this new guy is coming on now, Hassan. Xabi Alonso done with the team talk there. It will be Real, taking the kickoff here. You heard you start Roblox? Yes, I did, DinoDoomz. I did start Roblox. I've played so far, I think, 4 or 5 sessions of it. I don't play Roblox outside the streams. All of my Roblox content and gameplay of, myself is all on stream. I've never played it once outside of stream. So far, I think it's a good game. Really do. I know some people might think it's a bit childish, but I think there's some worthy content on there. And, yeah, sure, I'll add you. No problem. We're doing a Roblox stream tomorrow, actually. We're starting at 4:30 p.m. GMT plus 3, maybe 5:30 p.m. GMT plus 3. But, yeah, I can add you. You can send me a friend request. More likely it's going to be easier because it's just my YouTube name with YT capital at the end. So, yeah. And then you can play with us on the stream, sure. Sometimes a small YouTube community is not bad. You follow a big channel and it's just constant fighting and hate comments in chat. The YouTuber does not care as long as they donate. Yeah, that's what I don't want. That's what I don't want is the fact that I don't want to lose in touch from, let's be, thinking here for a second. Say I get 100,000 subscribers, 1 million subscribers. I still want to have this type of interaction. This is the interaction I like. I like doing this stuff. I don't want to be where, I'm reading a $100 donation or $10 donation. Who cares? I saw someone do that one time. It was on a channel. I was thinking, how can you do that? Someone donated $200 and you just said, oh, thanks. And it's come on. You'll text your user in Discord. Did I get it? I don't have the Discord open, DinoDoomz. I'll do it after the stream because I don't, use the Discord during the stream. If that's fine with you. But also, yeah, you can just add me. Of course, I will, immediately accept it once the stream's done. But, I don't really, do the stuff on the stream. This is Mastantuono now with the ball. Come on, can we get another goal, early on to this half? I don't want it to be another 1-0. It's going to be so boring watching this game if it's another 1-0er. Mastantuono trying to run in, and it's going to be a corner for Real. Nice defense there from Oviedo. Costas does a nice little slide tackle. David Costas has been doing good this game so far. He really has been, pocketing Mbappe, pocketing Mastantuono, Ardagula, not really having any chances. Those guys, really, he's been doing a good job. The one goal that they conceded was when Costas was not at the back section there. You think it's going to be 2-0? Hopefully it's, 2-3-0. Yeah, for Madrid. Yeah, hopefully we can get that score. Because, 1-0, like last game. Last game was an absolute ball fest. Ardagula being shoved off the ball there. He is going to be continuing the play, though, the referee. It's now going to be a sent ball down the field just to Carreras, who does clean that up nice and easy. It is very dominant gameplay from us, so it's not like that we're worrying about, losing. There's always the chance of us drawing because, these teams tend to get that last random push down the field. And hi, Paul? Who's Paul? Hi, Football Perfection. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Who the heck is Paul? It's not me, that's for sure. Hope you're doing good. And this is now going to be... Who is that? Sibo. Gift you Robux. I don't actually gift Robux, Football Perfection, you know. And plus, even if I was to, I probably wouldn't gift it to someone who's, like, demanding it. Probably be, you know, something that's earned over time. Chumani. Now over to... Who is this? Rodrigo. Mbappe. Rodrigo. Artigula. Come on, please score from here. This is a good chance for Valverde. Just sends it over the bar. And that is going to be a goal kick here now for Escandel. Who the heck is Paul? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Is anyone called Paul in the chat? Like, who is called Paul? I don't know who Paul... There's no player on the team called Paul as well. Yeah, no one on Real Madrid or Real Oviedo is called Paul. Let me check the subs. Yeah, no one is called Paul. Who is that? If the ref does not screw Madrid, I'd be surprised if the same one that was crying in the press conference saying the Real Madrid TV videos were affecting him mentally. Oh, is this the same ref? Is this the same guy? Like, let me check. Ricardo. Yeah, I think this is the same guy, right? This guy is an absolute, you know, just dummy. I'm not even joking. I'm sorry. I don't try and, you know, say bad stuff about people, but this guy genuinely, literally made us lose an El Clasico. I think it was the Super Cup or whatever. It was the Spanish Super Cup final, I think. Literally lost it because of that fraud at the very end. The one where Rudiger threw the bottle at his face. Yeah. Don't know how this guy's still reffing our games, by the way. It's actually insane. And this is now Chouameni. Maybe going for the shot for himself. Valverde. Chouameni. Football Perfection is probably a bot. I don't know. I don't think they're a bot, but I mean, it's like I don't know who Paul is. Is that their name? Is Paul their name? I don't know. Okay, this is now Caballal. Cutting in, there's a free kick, somehow not given by the referee. Still with Real, though, however. And Chouameni with a cross. It's a deep one, and it's actually caught by the goalkeeper. Almost an own goal there by... Who is that? Sibo almost scored an own goal? That was crazy. He literally shot straight at the goalkeeper there. I had to actually make a save. Yeah, so Chouameni's cross. Very good cross. No one's there. He actually does not clear that at all well, Sibo there. And yeah, it's almost an own goal. High press from Real. The goalkeeper under a lot of pressure here. Passing over to Costas. Costas again showing that calm presence. Hopefully Madrid at least win La Liga. Yeah, hopefully. I would prefer, you know, I mean, La Liga is good. I would prefer Champions League. I mean, Champions League really is just the best trophy to win. I don't even care if we lost the La Liga every year. If we won Champions League every year, it would be better. Because, you know, Champions League, every best club in Europe plays there. Assert our dominance on, you know, the European clubs. Rodrigo. Carreras. Now over to Valverde. Carreras. Little chip over and collection from Escandel. I don't think that PSG can win the Champions League this season. I honestly don't believe it. I think that they've lost the spark of last season. Donnarumma leaving, by the way, really weird why he left. I think they're selling him just because he was off form every season until last season. He became good for one season, then they're going to capitalize on that. He could continue to perform good, but, I mean, you don't want to risk. Because before, I got to say, I don't know what your guys' feelings were on Donnarumma. Before, I used to think he was a very lazy player. He conceded sitters. I felt like he was sort of like that. Last season, he was a bit different. That's why I think they've sold him, actually, because, you know, they do want to capitalize on his, you know, new good form here. Maybe I look like a Paul YouTuber he follows and came to the wrong channel. Maybe. That's probably why I left immediately, because I think he's left. Or she, I don't know. But yeah, I think that they've just come to the wrong channel here, and then, you know, maybe Paul owes them Robux there. Interesting, the power of Robux to cause demand. Rodrigo. Passing in there. Valverde just not reaching Rodrigo. is going to be cleaned up well by Huynsson, and it's now going to be cleared out. It's going to be a throw in here now for Oviedo. Why do you feel like Napoli will have a good run in the UCL? I have the same feeling. I do have the same feeling. Only thing is Lukaku missing might be a big hit to them, because I feel like Lukaku's got, I feel like he's got a really good, current season, seasons set up going, where he performed well last season. Really well, actually. Scott McTominay's, though, on the other hand, very good. Kevin De Bruyne, scoring on his debut. He's very good. And, their team, honestly, is looking like a team that can really compete for the top trophies and that sort of stuff. So I think, yeah, I do agree with you. They'll have a good run. Huynsson clears the ball away, and it's now going to be with Oviedo. And Oviedo trying to push down the field. They do the cross, and Huynsson clears that one nice and easy. Again, this is one of the teams that I feel jags like one goal in like the 80th minute, and then we end up drawing. That's something we don't want to do. We don't want to draw to this team. The only reason Inter didn't win UCL 2023 final is because of Lukaku. Exactly. And Mastantuono winning the ball back, and it's just immediately given away. It's now going to be with Al Hassan. Now to, I think that's who, Calvo. Now to Costas, Al Hassan. Deep cross, and that's going to be straight out. Thrown for Real. Again, this game is looking to be a pretty, calm match. I don't think we're going to need to really defend too hard here. Their team's barely getting the ball into, our box. We are keeping so much possession. If we take a look at the possession stats right now, just to prove that, 74% possession to 26% possession. We have 483 accurate passes, 93% accuracy. They have 139 with that 76% accuracy only. Yeah, genuinely, this should be a walk in the park for us as well, especially 18 shots, 5 on target for us. 1 shot, 1 on target for them. Please, Real Madrid, get more than 1 goal in this game, and let's not have like last game where we got 1 penalty and that's it, and the rest of the time we were, just doing fiddling around in the, outside the box for some weird reason. That's what we were doing for some, stupid reason. Don't know why. And hi, the Kraken Ninja. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. This PSG team is like Tuchel, Chelsea one and done. Exactly. That's what I do think as well. They're done. Their run for the, European stuff is completely finished, I think. Their players haven't lost quality. Like, for example, I really like Nuno Mendes, one of my favorite players. That's why I've been saying about him for the Ballon d'Or. But the problem is I think the team chem is going to go down slowly. Like, I don't know if you guys know what I'm saying, but I feel like that's going to be the case here. Mbappe from Carreras. Mbappe now passing it into Valverde. There's a shot by Tchouaméni, and just out to the side. It's going to be a goal kick here. The goalkeeper did retract his arms before that shot went in. Yeah, and Escandel is going to take the goal kick. Thoughts on the game so far, guys? You guys can let me know what your thoughts are. So far, though, it hasn't been the best of games. 1-0. Again, both of our games so far have been very, very boring. When are we going to start the language learning? I am going to actually start... Well, I've already started, kind of. But I'm going to start actually doing it on the channel in about a week or so's time. So, yeah, I think that'll be pretty fun, doing some of the stuff on the channel as well, because I just like doing stuff with you guys, to be honest. Carvajal, Rudiger. Okay, let's see what Rudiger will do. Carvajal. I've sort of changed what I was doing. I know I was saying that whole time while I was doing it, I was pretty confident in it, but situations changed. So, I'm still learning the language, but it's slightly different to what I anticipated. But yeah, stuff always changes and you just have to adapt. And I've adapted to it, luckily. And that goes straight out. It's going to be a goal kick here for Real Madrid. Nice and easy. Terrible cross there by, I think that was Costas. Cuts in and he just does that. Arda passing out to Mbappe. That's a good touch by Mbappe. Really using his strength there. Passing it over to Carreras. Again, looking very sharp, Carreras. Finding a very good ball. Trying to find Eminem, but just unlucky to find Eminem there on the run. And let's try and read that. Again, the text is insanely small. Let's go and actually read it on my phone's YouTube chat because that might be a bit easier. Let's get that open. Yeah, because that text is insanely small. Okay. Yo, is it say Yotober? Yotober? Ger? I'm not going to say that letter properly. Here? Moktor. I don't know if that's correct. I think I was partly correct, maybe? I don't know. It is, like 12 a.m., so, if I said some of the letters wrong, it's because I'm absolutely tired out of my mind. So, just ignore the pronunciation there. This is now going to be with Illich. And now over to Gaira. Underrated YouTube, thank you, DinoDoomz, thank you. Appreciate it. This is now to Calvo. Now over to Dendonker. And he's actually pacing up forward. Rudiger, nice clearance. Again, Rudiger does this, though, where he just smashes the ball to space and just, like, literally sends it out of the field. Do like Dean Huijsen's clearances a little bit better. He does, more calm on the ball. That's the type of player I like more. Gula, by the way, 57 passes in this game. They've been accurate. Illich has only done 17. He is, of course, their best playmaker, Oviedo. So, yeah, not having the playmaking award here for this game. This team is, but definitely Real is doing, a good job of controlling a game. Second game in a row that we have controlled completely. I don't know how we'll face up against the bigger teams. We haven't really faced a big team. We are going to be facing Atleti pretty soon in one of the upcoming matches, and that's going to be a real test to see, can we, control the game. Atleti's not been the best, especially that, that Club World Cup performance of theirs was absolutely terrible. But yeah, speaking of Gula, he is also a Muslim. Yes, I do know. Because, of course, from Turkey. But that doesn't really matter. But just the fact that he's, it's big respect. Respect all religions. You're surprised Asensio is not getting minutes? Not surprised myself, personally. I genuinely think that guy is a little bit of a hothead. He needs to calm down when he's playing because he costs us games. He actually does completely cost us games. And, when a player does that stuff, by the way, when a player, costs you a game, for example, Club World Cup, we're not going to bring up any situations there, are we, Asensio? Red card and penalty for Al Hilal. But yeah, that guy literally did cost us a bunch of games. Not surprised that Xabi Alonso's hesitant on playing him. I'm actually hesitant playing Rudiger in itself because I think Rudiger also has been, not the best lately. He's been good this game, though. I've got to say, Rudiger, well done this game so far. Besides that stupid clearance you did before, you really have been playing, well, back on form. I did like the Dean Huijsen-Militao partnership at the back. I think that was, a good partnership. I did think that Dean Huijsen was doing a good job, really, on, playing the ball down the field. And then, and Militao, I feel like, also pushed up kind of far. He also tried to overlap a lot with Trent. And that was something that I did enjoy watching. Now, I don't know how much we're going to see that this season. That same back four with Carreras, Trent, Militao, and Huijsen. I think that might be the main one, though. Mbappe goes for a shot, deflected away, and the goalkeeper keeps that in, preventing the corner. 61st minute here as well, guys. And again, stats-wise, we are dominating in all phases of stats, except for the fact that, our conversion rate's not the best. 19 shots, and we've only got 1 goal. Not the best conversion rate there. Smash like if Real Madrid can't score an in-play goal, besides the one from before. And this is now going to be a substitution. Vinny is coming on. Not surprised. I thought Vinny would come on soon. Rodrigo is going to be resting his legs. So Rodrigo off, Vinny on, and Mastantuono off, Brahim on. Again, both the subs I would have made. You just don't want Militao and Rudiger to get overplayed and risk injury to... so rotating here and there would be fine. Yeah, I do think so. I think it was a good play rotating them today. I think it was a better play, playing Rudiger instead of Asensio. But, Dean Huijsen, I think he will be, he's so reliable at the back. I don't think we should risk him at the moment to miss out on games, except for games that don't really matter, I think he would be rotated for, the Spanish Super Cup early ties, against, teams that we can beat. I think that's going to be the play here. Honestly, if Asensio is not getting game time, he should get shipped to Mexico next to Ramos. Imagine Ramos and Asensio. Imagine them playing against each other in the league. Now, that would be funny to watch. If those two guys would play against each other, and then, you know, put Pepe in the mix as well, insane games you would have there. You'd have people's legs snapping off. You'd have those two guys going to, you know, brawl after the match in the car park. That's what would happen. Courtois. Now passing over to Dean Huijsen. Back to Thibaut Courtois. Deadly, I know. People would literally be going to hospital if those guys were in the same league. And this is now Rudiger. Deep ball. Good ball by Rudiger, actually, trying to find Vinny. Bad position by Vinny. That was not the best of, you know, position. He still actually goes behind the defender for some weird reason. Not smart. This is now going to be in the back line for Calvo. Now playing it over to Al Hassan. Now back to Calvo, of course, the captain. He's now going to play that to Vidal. Asensio reminds you of a young Ramos. If Xabi can get him to calm down, he can at least be a good backup. Yeah, I do think when Asensio's calm, he's good. Last season, we saw at the start of the season, you know, when our defenders were actually getting injured, he had to be forced to play. He stepped up. He did step up and play well. And then it started to go downhill near the end of the season where I think he let the emotions get to him. He sort of thought that he started letting the mentality pass him where he's, you know, a big guy on the pitch. You don't want to think you're a big guy on the pitch. You want to think, you know, unless you can prove that. Unless you can back that up, you don't want to think you're a big guy on the pitch. You want to think, you know, you're doing your job. Because you're being paid to do your job, first of all. But second of all, you're doing your job. You're helping the team out to win the game. You don't want to be the guy that, you know, gets a red card and penalty every game. Which started to happen in the Club World Cup and in the Spanish Cups and the La Liga. And that's why, you know, can't happen anymore. Mbappe. Let's see. This is a fast breakaway. He passes it over to Brahim. Nice little pass there. Controlled by Valverde. And that goes just wide. Somehow not a goal for Real. How did we not score? Oh my God. Literally. And there's a yellow card coming out here as well. Don't know who for. Somehow there's a yellow card coming out. Let's see who the yellow's for. Okay, that yellow is definitely deserved for Illich. Absolutely tries to smash Carvalhal's legs off. Well done. But yeah, definitely yellow card deserved there. Mbappe is passing over to Brahim and then Valverde just not finishing. It should have been a finish there by Valverde. Actually very surprised he didn't finish that one. Oh, mine got touched by the goalkeeper. Could be a corner here, actually. If it's not offside. I think it is a corner. Yeah. So the goalkeeper did save. That's what I was wondering if Valverde didn't finish. Like, what? That's very unfortunate. You know, that's not a common incident. Artigula sending that deep and headed clear by the Oviedo players. This is going to be Artigula. Now passing to Carreras. I do expect David Alaba to warm up. That's what I was going to say before. I do expect him to start coming on here. He didn't play last game. He'll probably come on for Rudiger this game or Huijsen. Brahim. Now to Artigula. And what else is there? Speaking of Ramos, he did good in Club World Cup. Yes, he did. He did very good in Club World Cup. So, you know, respect to Ramos, by the way. He did actually a great job leading that Monterrey side into, you know, deep into the tournament. And to be honest, they really put up a fight, that team. They did, you know, commit the upset against Inter initially, and that sort of unbalanced Inter in the Club World Cup, I feel like. Really did, you know, shake them up. Of course, Ramos was the one who scored the one goal against them. The opening goal for Monterrey in the tournament. Yeah, that was a good save by the goalkeeper, by the way. Insane save by Escandel to keep, you know, Oviedo in this game. Giving them a chance. Hala Madrid, you know them are? Yes, exactly. Hala Madrid, guys. Spam the white hearts in the chat. Let's go. And welcome, Samuel, to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing good. Hope everyone's doing good as well. We should get the dub here. Only about, you know, 23 minutes remaining, plus maybe 2 minutes of added time. We need a second goal, the goal cushion, just to, you know, prevent this team. Because this is one of the teams, again, that does the late, you know, run down the field. There's one guy up there, and he somehow, you know, manages to score late on. But yeah, this should be a W for us. We need some goals, though, to start pushing up. Because, you know, this season we're already getting behind on, you know, goal ratio. all these keepers turn into Buffon against Madrid. Exactly. Same thing that happens to Nasser. The other team starts playing like, prime Barcelona with Buffon in goal and everything. Courtois, brilliant catch, by the way. I swear this only happens to these teams. Like, I never see, I always see keepers in these other games, just absolutely do fumbles. And then when we're playing these games, like, how are you not making a mistake? Vinny cutting in. Vinny, stop being selfish. Come on, please pass. Vinny, bro, just pass. Just pass one time. That would be great. Tried to skill inside the box there. Not necessary. Dean Hoyinson, brilliant defense, by the way. Brilliant. And it's now going to be with Mbappe, who's very deep. You actually start playing Soccer Manager 2025? Oh, nice. Hope it went well, DinoDoomz, and hope you liked the game because, I really enjoyed it. I'm going to, continue to play 26 when it comes out. That's why I'm sort of just waiting on it a bit. That's why I stopped the Chelsea mode. I thought we should just wait for the 26, it'd be more fun. Brahim, Valverde. Smash like for football. This is now Brahim again. Real Oviedo reaction. Exactly. They're absolutely crying right now with their, statistics here because 70% ball possession for us, 30% for them. Absolutely horrendous ball possession, by the way. 560 passes from us, 94% accuracy on the passes, 207 passes for them, 81% accuracy. We are doing so much better statistically. 21 shots, 6 on target. Not great. That's not great. 2 shots for them, 2 on target. So they're technically shots to on target is 100%. Ours is not, the best, but we've got way more than them, so it doesn't really matter. As long as we're keeping up the pressure, Keep up the pressure and we should succeed. And Gonzalo Garcia is coming on. Yes, he is coming on. Garcia is, of course, very good. I expected as well, maybe Fran Garcia to come on instead of Carreras because he played a full 90 last game, Carreras. I think he might be coming off soon. I think something wrong with Vinny. You don't know if the Ballon d'Or affected him mentally, but he has not been the same. Yeah, he has not been. I think he started to improve, though. Something's changed recently because he started to improve, but he did just do a little bit of a one fumble doesn't matter. One fumble does not matter at all. But in recent games, he has been putting up the numbers, which is good. Like, not in terms of, goals and assists, but more so, like, actually setting up stuff. He's been, not the worst player on the field, which he was at one point, multiple games in a row, and especially in the Champions League. And this is Tchouaméni, Valverde. The substitution hasn't happened just yet, by the way. I do expect it to be for Mbappe, though. That's who I do think will come off here. I don't think Mbappe is going to play the full game. It's going to be a free kick here for Real. Mbappe is fouled. Yellow card coming out for Calvo. Calvo, yellow card. The captain gets carded. And let's see who the substitute will be for. It's going to be, I think, yeah, it has to be Gonzalo Garcia for Mbappe. The only other one I can see maybe is, Ardagula for Gonzalo Garcia. Carreras has started maybe because Alonso wants to see how good he is. He started last game, though, as well. He's very good. Carreras is very good. He started all of our games so far. He started the pre-seasons. He started everything. Carreras is insanely good. I really like him. Fran Garcia, I expected to come on, though, like maybe late game just to not get him an injury because he played 3 full 90 minutes in a row, 2 pre-seasons and then this. But yeah, he is fire. He is so good. And welcome, Alexa, to the stream. Hala Madrid, indeed. Hala Madrid. Unfortunately, I didn't wear the Madrid top today as, this is all I could find. Because my Madrid top is in the laundry, which is great. I wore it yesterday. Maybe save it for match days next time. Let's not have, dementia and forget. Okay, this is going to be a offside free kick here for Real Oviedo. Yeah, just an offside touch there by Rudiger, I think. And this is now going to be pushed up here. So here's the sub for them. Rondon's actually been subbed off for them, and Vinas is now on their team. So, let's see how he shapes up the attack. Maybe it's be slightly different. Our substitute hasn't occurred yet still. Still waiting on that one. Ilic has also been subbed off for Ejaria. So interesting. And this is now going to be with Oviedo on the right side. Push up from El Hassan. Tries to cross it in. Nice defense there from Chouamani. And just fired over the goal. And hello, Madrid. Benjamin, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Madrid might win everything with their current squad. Yeah, they might. They might. Also, I saw your CR7 picture. So, let's go. So, Ronaldo. Yeah. Can't wait for the UCL. Same. I can't wait for the UCL. But yeah, we could win everything here. This squad is looking good. Now, the only thing we have to do is just convert, shots. That's something that we need to, do now. These goalkeepers are playing, insanely good. Like, goalkeepers for the last 2 games have actually got high ratings with concessions, which means that they are actually playing insanely good in the match. Not my surprise. Arda Güler gets subbed off for Gonzalo Garcia. That was my second option there if Mbappe didn't get subbed off. I thought Mbappe might have just because, he's done his job. Maybe don't want him to get injured, but, we'll have to see. Ondrick is another player I worry about and hope he can come back better. Yeah, Ondrick, I think, is starting to turn into a bit of a Neymar. Going to be real. Hopefully he doesn't. I really hope so. He can, continue to perform. Because that guy, I feel like he was, so promising. I remember the early days when he joined and everyone's calling him Bobby Charlton. And, he was absolutely banging on. But yeah, unfortunately, it's not been the case at the moment, with the injury crisis with him. Mastantuono is looking great, by the way. Arda Güler under Xabi Alonso, brilliant. Yeah, everyone's different under the new coach, and that's a good sign as well. Good sign. So yeah, I can't wait for the UCL. Can't wait to see, the domestic games as well, and the Spanish Super Cup, the league as well. Just see how we can position ourselves early on. We should be positioned, trying to position for first. We need to bring up our goal difference, though. That's going to be a problem currently with our shot conversions, but we'll have to wait and see. Valverde. And Valverde is just going to pass out to Brahim. Good run by Brahim. Ooh, almost gets past him there for a clear open run onto the right-hand side. But yeah, nice slide tackle there by Al Hassan. It's now going to be with Mbappe to Dean Huijsen. Surprise Güler of we're going full attack. Oh, you think it's a surprise subbing Güler off that since we're going for an attack? But yeah, surprised that Güler is actually playing as a striker, if that's what you mean as well. Because yeah, he's playing definitely a very attacking player this game. But I think Arda Güler needs to start every game. He needs to start every game, and it's not even he's got no contest really in the squad. He's just so good. I don't think anyone really could start over him for his current, type of play style. It's very strong play style, really linking the team together. He's actually doing a very good job alongside Valverde. Valverde, of course, returning from his, little break he had, small holiday. The league is ours, though. It's a slow start. Hala Madrid, exactly. The league will be ours. We need to stay confident. Vinny takes a shot, deflected out. It's going to be a corner. Come on, let's get a corner goal. What do you think about Vinny's future? As you can see, they did not put him in the starting 11. I think that's just purely for rotation because Rodrigo's not playing. And they want to get rid of the rumors that he's leaving because there's a lot of them and Rodrigo doesn't want to leave. But, he might have to in case he doesn't play. But I think it's pure rotation. Rodrigo played. Mastantuono started as well. Rudiger started instead of Militao. Carvajal started. It's just pure rotation, but we'll see. Almost a goal there. There is actually a goal call from Rudiger because he's saying that it went fully over the line there. Also voice cracked before, by the way. Just remembered that. Apologize. This is now Al Hassan. Al Hassan now back to Galvo. And you make Güler if for Gonzalo Garcia instead of Mbappe. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, now I get what you mean. Yeah, I would have thought, though, it would have been, Mbappe going out just so he can maintain sort of that link up, just pushing out of defense. But I guess maybe they want Mbappe on just to try and seal the deal for the second goal. That might be the strat here to, push for a second. We'll have to wait and see what happens, though. This is a nice cut in by Sibo as well. He goes for the shot straight over. Straight over. That is their, I think, 4th shot of the game as well. They've not really had many. So far as well, we've only won once to this team, by the way, in 2012. It was 5-1. Not the same tonight. Not the same tonight. It's definitely not a 5-1 where, let's see who scored in that game. They don't actually list half of the people that scored. There was an own goal by Sons on, for Real Madrid getting that goal, and Di Maria scored 2 goals. I'm assuming probably Cristiano scored a goal in that game as well. Like, let's be real. No goal line technology because Tebas is cheap. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's actually insane. There's no goal technology in La Liga. It looks like Trent might be coming on for Carvajal as the final substitution because he's warming up now. He is warming up. It looks like he'll be, pushing on the field. Makes sense. There's a substitution for them, though. Chira has been subbed off, and on comes to replace him, Brecalo. What's the time for me, by the way? I need to check the time. 12:10 a.m. Wow. Can't wait for more nights like this. Smash a like for getting sleep paralysis. And this is now Brahim. Tchouameni. Brahim wins it back. And he's going to pass over to Tchouameni. Now to Vinny. I thought it was Mbappe in the left wing. But yeah, Vinny's now taking up that spot. And Vinny might go for the shot. No, he actually passed. Good job, Vinny. You actually passed. Well done. Mbappe might go for shooting, though. He passes to Vinny as well. Going for a lot of passes here, aren't we, guys? A complete dive from Vinny there. And yellow card to Vinny for diving. This referee, I know this ref doesn't like Vinny, by the way. Vinny gets a yellow card for diving, but he is, we got this ref. We got this ref. They had to cut the camera off the crowd there because they started chanting some rude stuff to Vinny there. I don't get that. Like, fair enough. Like, yeah, he dives, whatever. He gets a yellow card, whatever. We don't need to chant that stuff in the stadium. Racist stuff. It's got no place. No place for what did he do to you? Like, personally, what did he, go and punch you in the face for you to have to call him some rude words? Like, I mean, he's just a guy doing his job. Trent should have started for Carvajal. Yeah, I know. Carvajal hasn't been that good this game. He's been okay. But yeah, again, it's just rotation. That did kind of actually look like a penalty there, by the way. That referee is pushing it for giving a yellow card for that. But he doesn't give a yellow card when Barca do the exact same thing. Bias. Goalkeepers so underrated? Exactly. They are very underrated, these goalkeepers. Especially since, Escandel 7.1 for this game. And I'll tell you the rating for the guy in the last game. It's the last game in Osasuna. The goalkeeper got a 7. Herrera. He did good. Only conceded a pen as well. But yeah, these goalkeepers are performing against us. Watch them. Oh my god, they almost scored. Oh my god. It's one of these games, guys. It's one of these games where they go and shoot at like the 89th minute and they'll score. It's one of these. Literally on a platter for him. Sibo somehow hits the post and it bounces out. Oh my goodness. We are so lucky. Courtois doesn't even attempt to dive. Whoa. Okay, that is lucky by us there. We were on the thin of it going, to a draw there. Because I don't think we would have scored because they would have just went and parked the bus. The referee's bus is 12th man, exactly. This is now going to be Escandel. Now to, who's this? Calvo. Passing it to Den Conquer. Now, intercepted back by Real. Here's a chance for Vinny. Passing over to Mbappe. And that's a goal. 2-0. 2-0. Let's go. Off the back of that, where we almost conceded to 1-1, we back off and get a 2-0. And Vinny's saying something to the referee there. I mean, Vinny, you don't want to push for a red card because that ref will give it to you. Mbappe, 3rd goal of the season. 3rd goal of the season for Kylian. Let's go. 2 open play goals as well. Sealed deal now. They're not going to win. So they can stop, parking the bus and playing counter-attack only when, it barely works. He did this Selly again as well. Actually, goated Selly now as well. And let's just see this. So they just give it away. First of all, that's like their biggest mistake here. Sibo just gives the ball to them. And then Vinny, nice pass to Mbappe. Nice bottom right finish. Again, he goes to the far post. As I said, far post, confusing for the keeper. He expects a near post. He does extend his leg further out on the near post side. And then the far post comes, and, you can't do anything about it. It's done. Mbappe's on fire, and as I said before, it's from the left wing again. This goal is from the left wing. The first goal was kind of on the wing side, almost like on the right wing side. I feel like, again, Mbappe should be a starting left winger. Maybe try Vini striker. We could see how that goes. I don't know if, we haven't really tested Mbappe left wing, Vini striker. I would love to see how that plays out, because I feel like Mbappe is a better player. I'm going to say it right now. Mbappe is one of the best players on the team. Debut season insane. Basically, hard carrying the team in the El Clasicos as well sometimes, especially for those final El Clasicos. But yeah, he's honestly on fire. Hala Madrid forever. Exactly. Agree with you there, Benjamin. Hala Madrid. And let's see if we can now get a third goal. Go sleep. No problem, CDF. Thanks for staying up, however late it is for you, and have a nice rest of your night, and I'll see you next stream, hopefully. Now, Carreras, now over to Vinny. This could be a third, please. Vinny pass in, Brahim, nice touch. Goes for the shot, Mbappe saved. Oh my god, it was so close. What a shot from Mbappe there. Good team play as well. That was good team play again. Vinny, well done with the cross as well. He's actually, Xabi Alonso must have said something to him, because he started to actually lock in here. And, yeah, that was a brilliant shot by Mbappe. Unfortunate that the keeper pulled out an insane save there, Scandel, because he really did, test him there. Hit on the third volley bounce, and, yeah, just goes out to the side. Mbappe is crazy. Just needs to shave that hair back to, Ninja Turtle variant, though, because, that hair, I don't think long hair suits him. I'm going to be real. The long hair doesn't look the best. Don't know what your guys' thoughts are, but yeah, that hair is looking a little bit goofy. So now out over to the left wing. Al Hassan is pushing upfield. Passes that in. And now it's going to be with number 20, Dendonker. And now number 18, who just came on for Rondo before. Forgot his name. And now there's a little cut back here from... It was Al Hassan, yeah. Going to pass it out. Cross from then into the box. Should be an easy clearance. Hodgson, yeah, just sends that. Yeah, easy clearance. Mbappe trying to run on that ball, but it does go straight out. It's going to be a throw in here for Oviedo. They should put Mbappe on the left wing and Vinny striker, Gula right wing. Yeah, good play. That would be a good test to see how it works, I agree with you there, Alexa. And also, I think as well, maybe Mastantuono could start right wing sometimes and then Gula play cam. We have to also see where Jude plays when he comes back into the team. To be honest, though, I don't know where Jude would go. I don't know. I honestly think maybe instead Tchouaméni. But Tchouaméni's just been reliable. Lately, Tchouaméni's been good. No complaints there from me for Tchouaméni. But really, Arda Güler's essential. Valverde's essential. I don't know where Jude would go in the attack. Maybe Arda Güler would play right wing. Then, yeah, Jude would play where Arda Güler plays. But I feel like, I don't know. Mbappe coming off here, by the way, for Ceballos. Trent also came on, and that's going to be Carvajal subbed off. Smash like for Trent to see if he actually does something useful for once. Trent's not done the most in the game so far. He's been good. He was good in the Club World Cup. I think he was okay. But some of the other signings have shined much brighter than him. I will say that right now. Like, he was the most hyped, I think, but some of them shined out really good. Especially Dean Hodgson. Because Dean Hodgson is so far the best signing Real Madrid has made since Mbappe, which is a year. So, yeah. Clearance there from Escandel. And a touch. I think Carreras will also be a very top signing as well. Almost giving the ball away again, this team. But, luckily our team doesn't really care to press. If Vinny can play like this, we will be a bit more teams in the league. No selfishness. Yeah, exactly. We'll beat more teams. He's been not selfish. He's passing in. He assisted, of course, Mbappe's second goal. And that's what I like with Vinny, now. I feel like lately in the last 2 games, he really has been trying to be a team player. And I can respect that. He really has developed. And, he's mentally got past that block. I think there's some sort of block in his mind or something. He just had to show himself. The best way you can show yourself is to be the team player. And I say this to people in my academy because I help out my academy. You don't want to be the guy that just skills the field, and, does nothing with the ball. You want to be the guy that passes to someone to give them a goal. You want to be the guy that passes to, is in the center of the field. He's, passing around, or the rock at the back who's, finding those passes through the defense. It really, you want to be that guy. You don't want to be the guy that's, trying to run up the whole field, doing a couple of step overs, and then, trying to slot it in, and the goalkeeper tackles it off you. You don't want to be that guy. And that's what Vinny saw change. He's changed to become the other guy, and that's good. And here's a chance for them to score. Brilliant block by Courtois, and there's a missed bicycle kick by them. They almost scored a bicycle kick, Oviedo. Surprising. And who was that attempted by? I'm going to see who that was. That was Vinas who attempted that bicycle kick. And yeah, Courtois, brilliant block as well on the initial attempt there from number 18, Brecalo. But yeah, lucky stuff there that we didn't concede. Would have been a concession. Al Hassan does a nice little initial shot there. Saved by Courtois. Yeah, and then that. And substitution occurring. It's going to be number 20 coming off for them, Dendonker. And on comes a new player. This is going to be who? I think this is Cazorla. Yeah, I think Santi Cazorla is coming on. 40 years old. Santi Cazorla. He has played, Villarreal. He's played at Huelva. He's played at Malaga, Arsenal, Villarreal, Al Sadd in the Qatar League. And now on this team now. 40 years old. Jeez Louise, this guy is old and he's, still playing football. Like Cristiano. But yeah, it's insane. In the La Liga as well. Props to him. Good job. Props. Gets a touch in the ball there as well. It's going to be a free kick for Real. Foul on Rudiger by the referee. We have too many attacking players and stars. It will be tough to find the starting 11. Yeah, Xabi Alonso has a real, thought to do for this starting 11. He has to find the balance. And that's the problem with having too many attackers. I think we have too many players in general. I think we need to thin out the weeds a little bit. And next summer, I think we should start selling some guys. I do think it's time to sell a couple of players. I have a couple of players in mind. We'll see how they develop during the season, if they change or if they're, the same as they were. But I do have a couple of, guys in mind for who I would sell next June after the World Cup. Also, you have to keep in mind the World Cup. There's a cross from Vinny. Almost Trevellas it straight in. Trent should have been further up the field. Don't know what he was doing, sitting back about 20 meters from that, receiving area. Trent, I feel like, is just doing, the complete opposite of every time he should be up, he's back. And every time he should be back, he's up. Like, I don't know. I feel like he's doing that lately. Come on, Trent. I just want to see you perform. I really have a lot of trust in you. I think you can be really good. It's just that you come so far in the field. Look, he's playing CM. Get out into the right back. You're going to make us concede. 3 minutes additional, by the way. 2 minutes left. Literally, there was a pass there. Hoytensen, right? Hoytensen's in the left centre-back slot. He's standing there looking at that right back. That right back area is so empty. There's no one there. Where's Trent? Oh, you would expect maybe in the right back slot. No, he's actually basically, in that, where Bellingham usually plays, in that cam position. He's like up the field, almost near the striker. Trent, get back into right back. Why the heck are you in some random position in the field? There is so much open space for you to go to, and then you could just receive a nice, little pass, bring it upfield. No one's there. Just, stroll up the field with the ball, and you'd still be able to find an easy cross in. This is now going to be with Vidal. Now with Sibo. And now back to Calvo. And now it's going to be with El Hassan. Do you think they should sell Rudiger? No problem, wrong spelling. Yeah, I did actually. That was the guy I was thinking of. I like Rudiger. I personally like Rudiger a lot. One of my favorite players. But yeah, I do think that should be a sell. Vinny goal, 3-0. 3-0. Vinny goal. Good job, Vinny. Well done. Team player today. You deserve that one. It kisses the badge as well. That is a deserved goal right there. He really was a team player today. And, you know, it's shown here. He deserves his starting position, you know, no doubt about it. But definitely, the game's changed now, 3-0. And these fans are heading out of the stadium. Okay, don't know why you're still sitting in there when there's, you know, a minute left and, you know, your team's lost anyway. But, yeah. The players I think we should sell probably the next summer, just based on performance. Rudiger, I think's one. I think... I'll keep Lunin as a subkeeper. I think he's good as a reliable subkeeper. Asensio loan, maybe. Loan Ondrick, and play Gonzalo Garcia. And then bring Ondrick, you know, back into the team once he's performed in a different league or something. I think loan Ondrick to Atalanta, maybe. Atalanta, somewhere like there, where he's going to start every game. Plays, you know, the whole season. He comes back, and he's, you know, top scorer from their league or something. I don't know. Maybe he won't be. Vinny just talking with the referee here. 1 goal, and he also gets an assist in today's game, and that's full-time, I think. There we go, full-time. Let's read the comments as well. Expected Trent to try to be like Chris with his passes we saw at Liverpool. Exactly, that's what I was expecting, but, you know, he hasn't really performed, Trent, so far. Unfortunate. I really expected, you know, more from Trent. Is what it is, though. All we can say, Kylian's performing, Hoynson's performing, Vinny's back. MVP of the match is Mbappe. It could have been Mbappe, could have been Vinny. I do think it was going to be Mbappe just basically got 2 goals. But Vinny really did change the game when he came on. He got a goal assist. He was setting up play there. So, you know, it could have gone either way. I just don't think he had maybe enough gameplay time to get it, but... Yeah, I mean, I think it's voted by, you know, a panel and fans, so I guess Mbappe was going to win it regardless. But there we go. That is the full match there. 3-0. We finally got a big win in a game. Not the biggest win, but it's a big win. We'll take it compared to the, you know, the ball fest from last time, that snooze fest game. Penalties. But yeah, that was a good stream. I honestly enjoyed it. When do I live stream next? So I live stream all Real Madrid games, all Al Nassr games. I live stream video games, like, you know, like FC. I'm going to live stream FC 26, Roblox. I live stream Deltarune, any suggested games by, like, the audience and stuff. I live stream tomorrow. You'll see the pre-stream go up. I usually put the pre-stream up before when the stream's about to start. I also... You know, I just cover any football games in general, so I try and cover as many football games as possible that are relevant. But I do have my own football training tomorrow, so I've only going to have one stream tomorrow, which is a Roblox stream. Then the next day, I've got football stream, and I got some other games as well. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all. If you did enjoy, like would be appreciated, sub would be appreciated. And make sure the notifications are on if you do sub, so you can get notified. Let's go. And I'll see you guys next time. Hala Madrid. And we're going to win the league. We're going to win Champions League. We're going to win the domestic treble because we are the best club in the world. See you guys later. Hala Madrid. W's.